What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Yallapapi from simphunter.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a LoRa of your model so that you can get consistent AI-generated content, pictures, videos of her likeness anytime you want, in any amount, at any capacity. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Bottom line, you're going to go from this normal image that your model sends you to something like, let's say, oh, I don't know, how about this one? Bam! Realistic skin texture, same face, bada boom, bada bing, and we are gravy. Now, I will tell you before I get into the technical nitty gritty that I am actually going to start offering coaching on this AI stuff, because since my video yesterday, I've had a couple people reach out and they're like, hey, do you do coaching? I want to sign up for that shit. Let me pay you. And I was like, I don't know. I don't really do it. But, I mean, I'd have to be an idiot at this point to not take advantage of that. So I will teach you everything I know. I will coach you through all the steps that I have learned, and I have learned quite a few, as you can see. So how do you make LoRa's where you can take an image, a single image of a woman, and give her, make pictures of her at the fucking beach, pictures of her at the beach in Thailand, 10 pounds lighter, looking fresh. I'm going to show you right now. The first thing that you need to do is you need to get lots and lots of pictures of her. I would say 50 to 100 pictures of her in different outfits, different angles, different settings, different situations. I used something like this. Okay. It's not an exact science. There's a lot of trial and error that goes along with AI generated stuff. Nobody really understands how it works. We are all kind of figuring this shit out now as we go. So once you've got your images, you're going to come to a website called civitai.com, and you are going to hover over this blue button right here that says train a LoRa, or that says create, and you're going to click train a LoRa. Then you're going to click character, and you're going to type in the name of your model. Let's say, well, her name is Cece, so let's just put this as CC2 so I know. Click on OK, click this, terms and conditions bullshit, click this, select all of the images that you are going to use to train the LoRa, click open. Then what you're going to do is you are going to add tags for every image. A tag is something like gray sweatshirt, black shorts, sitting on bed, blah, blah, blah. A caption is something like this. The woman is wearing a gray sweatshirt and black shorts and sitting on her bed. Okay, now this gives me mixed results when I do this shit. Captions or tags. Sometimes it turns out good, sometimes it doesn't turn out good. So it all depends on if you want to make your VA do it or if you want to do it and spend the time on it on your own. That's up to you. Your mileage may vary. Click here, click next, continue. Will this work or will I get an error? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Then when you're done there, you will go to this screen. It will bring you there. And the model, you need to choose a base model. What is a base model? A base model is it's like how the fuck do I explain this? A way to create the content, like a method of creating the content. Like a special, not a program, but like an architecture, a system, a method, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. Anyway, there's a bunch of different ones. You've got SDXL, like Stable Diffusion XL. You guys have heard of Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion 1.5, all these little sub varieties. I use Flux. Flux has been the best, most realistic that I have found. You have Chroma and Z Image as well. These are newer. I've heard good things about them, but I haven't played around with them as much as I have with Flux. You can do multi-training as well. Like let's say you want to play around with it and you want to do Flux and you also want to do Z Turbo and you want to do Chroma. So here we've got Flux, Chroma, Z Turbo or Z Image Turbo. Negative prompt required. That's interesting. Huh. See, that only happens when you have, oh, I guess, is that for Chroma? Yeah, that is for Chroma. Anyway, they all have different fucking requirements, kind of, so you have to play around with that. Rapid training, this will give you the LoRa in 5 minutes instead of 33 minutes. I don't recommend you do this because it'll only give you one version of the LoRa instead of 5. But it's up to you, play around with it, see what you like. Training parameters, epochs. This is basically like how many versions of the LoRa do you want. More is going to cost you more, I think, or take longer at least. Resolution, this is at 512. You might want to make it a little bit higher, 1024, let's say, or not. Play around with it. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of good information out there on what it does, so trial and error is kind of name of the game, or ask somebody who knows, who cares enough to tell you. Then you're going to click submit, and you see it says 2 runs here. It should be one for Flux and one for Z Image Turbo. Once that's done, you are going to get a results page. Okay, and this is the results of the LoRa that I created for CC. Okay, so it gave us 5 versions, right? 5 versions, and what you do is you choose the best one to publish to Civitai. Now, you can download all of them, you can use every single one, but you probably are not going to want to. For example, this one, she has no body. It's a torso with titties on a bed. We don't want that. This one, she's got an extra hand coming out of her wrist. This one, she's sitting with a dude with a man bun, and who cares about him? This is decent, but no. This one, this was the best one. Not perfect, because she's skinnier here than she is in my images, I think, right? Yeah, she's a little meatier in these. Well, maybe not on all of these. Yeah, she is actually kind of skinnier in these. I see. Maybe that's why she came out so skinny. But anyway, this is the best quality face. It's the most realistic looking. This is also a torso on the bed, but at least we can see, like, from here it looks good. This is, not the best, but at least there's no glaring errors with this. Like, maybe the nose is a little weird, but whatever. Anyway, this one's decent too. I could probably try this one out, but ended up using this one. And how does it work? Well, I use Swarm to generate my stuff. This has been the easiest method for me to figure out. I could make a fucking 2-hour video explaining how to use this. I won't. I will just tell you how I do this. Okay, so let's start these over, delete those. And the first thing that you want to do is choose a model. Now, as you can see here, I have chosen Flux Dev as the model. The same model that is here, Flux Dev. The reason I've chosen Flux Dev is because the LoRa that I generated is a Flux LoRa. And obviously you need to use them together. So if we just say a woman at the beach in a bikini, it is going to generate images that look like this. This is just with the base Flux model, no extra stuff, nothing. Now, while these might be lovely women, there's going to be a lot of variation here, and they're not going to look like our girl, as you can see, as it is denoising. Now, they look phenomenal, Victoria's Secret models over here, but it is not what we want. Now, I'm actually going to change the sampler on this. Sampler is just like, damn, that looks good. Good Lord, maybe too good. Might need to lower this a little bit. 35, let's drop that to 20. Well, let's do 25. Okay, so let's stop that. Now we're going to add the CC LoRa. So we come to the LoRa's tab, we click on ours right here, CC, and instead of a woman at the beach, we are going to write CC at the beach in a bikini. Now if you look at CC, she's got some knockers right here. Look at those knockers. Those are sizable. I don't know, what is that? E cup maybe? F cup possibly? They're large. These, not so large. So hopefully, now here's another issue, is that when I trained this LoRa, if you look at this, these are B cups, small, A cups right there. It's not, the issue with that is that it doesn't look like the girl. So I'll show you what this looks like with no modifiers so you can see the base, and then I'll show you how to give her bigger boobies, just to match what she really looks like. And while we wait for that to load, let's see if these videos that I made earlier, if they actually worked. Oh wait, maybe it's here.
Yallapapi is so handsome.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Did you hear what she said? That's crazy. I can't believe that girl who's totally not AI generated said that. That's a real human woman. Okay, so this is okay. Not the best quality, but that's okay, right? And too skinny. So what we're going to do here is we're going to type large natural breasts, um, safe for work, um, 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 high contrast, natural skin texture, slightly imperfect skin texture with micropores visible. Let's stick with those. And we're going to add the large breasts LORA. Now, the thing with LORAs is that you can set the intensity of them, right? So if let's drop the intensity. Well, actually, let's just keep it the same for now. I will show you the intensity of this one. We'll put it at 0.1, which is just way too strong. But you will see here, now this is where you put the negative prompt, right? This is all the stuff that you write where you don't want it to actually like say, like you don't want nudity, you don't want naked, you don't want all this other stuff. But let's see what this LoRa at full power does. Now it might be interesting, but you know, it's not interesting for what we're trying to use it for. Okay, those are just, they're too big. I mean, actually, those are not too big at all. That's pretty good. Oh, that's actually great. Maybe a little too big there. Okay, so let's take a closer look for educational purposes. Yeah, I mean, that's actually not bad, honestly. That's closer to the real thing. That's maybe too big, but okay, that's too big. But anyway, you get the idea. It's trial and error. However, what we're going to do is we're going to err on the side of caution. We're going to drop that to 0.7. CC we are going to keep at the same level. Sampling, think of these like modifiers to the diffusion, to the generation process. So how do I even explain this? Just the best way to think of it is like quality modifiers. So like Euler, think of this like basic, think of this like slightly better but more random. Other good ones are this one, DPM++ 2M SDE and GPEU seeded. Let's try this one just for funsies. And scheduler, some schedulers only work with some samplers, and some samplers only work with some models. So, you know, a lot of trial and error there, but this one should create very high quality images. Okay, so this is where the art of it comes into play, right? This is art and it's science. The science part is, oh, how do you make a LoRa? How do you get the images? How do you fucking do this and that? The art part is, how do I write the prompt? How do I write the negative prompt? How should I make the samplers? So on and so forth. So say it's it's a steep learning curve, let's say. So what do we think about this one? It's pretty damn good. That is maybe a little too high resolution, but we've got the imperfect skin texture right here, which is good, not to be underestimated. Face is a little, I don't know, a little weird, a little painted on for me. But you also got to keep in mind that like your average guy who subscribes to OF is like the dumbest fucking guy on the planet. So he's not going to notice. These guys don't fucking know, right? Those are too big. But I want you to pay attention to the skin texture here, right? Much better. Much better. Anyway, the idea is that like, look how quickly we're generating these. Let's say 20 seconds per 5 images. What is that? Fucking 15 images per minute. And you can sift through these. You can generate, you know, 300 images at once. Tell your VA to go pick the best ones, or you go pick the best ones, or the ones that meet certain criteria. That's an interesting bikini. And then final trick I will show you here is the step count. So steps, think of this like a pass or a coat of paint, if that makes sense. Probably an easier way to understand it. Here we've got 25 coats of paint that have created this image with this level of detail. Now let's say we double that. This is probably going to be too much, but I just want you to get the idea. It's going to be double the amount of detail. Now, these settings are very aggressive. Okay. If we look at the settings, 50 steps, very high quality sampler settings. And that's basically it, I guess. Lower, we might need to lower these a little bit. But well, let's just see what they look like. Yeah, sometimes you can like overcook an image if you have too many steps, which I think might be the case here. And you also like won't get as much variety. Notice here, like they're all in a black bikini and all kind of the same pose and angle. But damn, that's a fucking good quality picture. Wow. Okay. Look at that. That is pretty freaking good. I mean, that, if you get the proportions right, that's a real picture right there, buddy. Let me tell you. Okay. Anyway, that is the idea, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that was informative for you, how to make a LoRa, how to generate images in bulk of your model. If you are interested in coaching, you want me to hold your hand and teach you how to do every little step of this process, maybe even set this up for you on a fucking sick-ass GPU that you can rent in the cloud without having to worry about setting it up yourself, hit me up, let me know, DM me on Telegram, and yeah, that's it. Peace.
Yallapapi is so handsome.